Hey guys, welcome back to Minutes of Audio. Today we're going to be reviewing Cake Pop 2 by Cake Pop. Um, Remember, if you like what you see, subscribe, like the video, leave a comment if you want, and hit the notification bell. Every little bit helps. So yeah, we're going to get right into the review. Josh, what do you think about the record?
Overall, I liked the album. It was definitely it was produced by Dylan Brady of 100X. It's definitely not something I expected from him
Mm-hmm.
when the album was coming out. I was expecting something a lot louder and more in your face and crazy like 100X. But instead, he delivered a more stripped back pop record, which I am grown to like. When it first came out, I wasn't too hot on it, but ever since giving it a few months, it's really grown on me a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had the sort of privilege of listening to it over since its release until now. I just kind of listened to it recently. And so I mean maybe it would like grow on me more too. But for now, like at least for me, I definitely like I wasn't like you said, I wasn't expecting this. It's not like a complete 180 from what again like what 100 gex normally does or what like Dylan Brady does with 100 gex. It's not like a complete 180, but you could definitely see the shift in sound and in my opinion at least like a shift in creativity almost. I feel like his other work is a lot more like boundary pushing, and this maybe not, is not playing it safe, but it's definitely not like pushing the envelope as much.
I would say, I think on this one they didn't really set out to push the envelope like
Mm-hmm.
he did with 100X. On this one, I think the intention was just to make a pop record, a hyper pop record, and I hate the term hyper pop, but I don't know how else to describe this album.
Yeah. No, no, I actually that makes sense. Because especially with songs like Black Rum, like the intro track, I think from the beginning they did kind of make it clear that they weren't trying to sort of go crazy with the record. You know, they're just kind of sticking to their guns.
But with that being said, even with him not going as crazy as he does on that album, he still does have some interesting songs and
Mm-hmm.
interesting choices. Like how in the song Cake Happy, in the middle of the chorus, it switches out from the synth sound to the guitar for like 4 bars only, and then you never hear it again.
Yeah.
That's really not traditional, and it was unique sounding and good sounding.
I would say even like maybe to a much like lesser extent, but like nevertheless like I think even like Ether had some aspects to it where maybe it wasn't like boundary pushing or like genre defying obviously, but you know sort of sparks of creativity that kind of like it shows you that at least he is trying to sort of I don't know how to put it, but like do something different.
And
Um,
songs like Pumbaa 2,
mm-hmm.
which is supposed to be a poem for you, I believe, but even that song, it's the way it's it's interesting to see how he uses the sample of the Ja Rule song and
Yeah.
how instead of just putting his voice, he reworked it completely.
Mm-hmm.
And then even the 100X outro, well, not 100X, it's very 100X esque on the outro.
That's the one where I think this is it's like just a bunch of different sounds at the end, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought that was it's weird because it didn't really fit with the rest of the record, but it sounded good for the song.
yeah, but one song that I actually just really don't like on this record is
Hmm.
the song Magic.
Yeah, same.
I no offense, I just kind of think it shouldn't have been ever heard by anybody outside of the group.
It
But
I it's one of those songs where you listen to and you almost wonder like what were you thinking when you decided to include it on the record? Like I
yeah,
I thought like I would go as far to say that was just an abysmal track. Like I don't know if there's really anything positive I could say about it.
I love all these people on the album, but yeah, that song was abysmal. It shouldn't. It's a Z side.
If that. It,
Uh,
well,
but on the pop. Sorry, what?
well, I was gonna say, like, it's funny too, cause like right after that song, I think you have the best like three song stretch on the album with Ether, Candy Floss, and Satin Bed Sheet. So like, I guess like that kind of makes up for it. But yeah, before you get to those, it's just yikes.
Well, Cake Happy and Whistles. Whistle is a short, fun song that
Mm-hmm.
I could see why people wouldn't like it, but I like the vibe of the song.
Hmm. I mean,
But sorry.
no, you go, you go.
Oh, but Satin Bed Sheets was definitely the highlight of the album. Just Ravina Golden kills it on it. Lewis Grant kills it on it. Wait, did I fuck that up? No,
Uh,
okay, I'm sorry.
no, I think you're good.
She's because I was looking at a different song while I was yeah. I mean, but, and even and the feature Pretty also just all of them brought their A game to this song in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that was definitely like maybe the biggest standout on the entire record. It felt like closest out of all their songs to really capturing that lately capturing like an actual hyperpop sound that at least I enjoy. And again, like I know you don't like the term, but I think it just kind of best captured that sound. And all the other songs, like, again, I think there's some other
Candy Floss doesn't do that for you, or Almost Famous.
Almost Famous. I thought was I did like Almost Famous as well, but I think Satin Bed Sheets was probably the best out of all of
No,
them.
but I meant like those songs didn't get the hyperpop feel that you like from.
Okay, I think okay. Let me look at the Almost Famous. It did too, um, but
Because
I
again, I think the only one that I didn't get that from would be Magic and Black Rum
I feel like even some of the
and
other
the
ones. Like,
chorus of Boom.
oh yeah, I think Boom in general. I'm not a huge fan of.
I like the Lewis Grant and Ravina Golden on it, but I just the chorus sounds like a really shitty High School Musical chorus.
The horns though, like those. I think the
The
horn.
horns I'm okay with.
They
I
just.
just don't like the boom boom boom
I
part.
feel like the horns though, like I, it sounds like they're taken from a Madden game or something. With, you have those really like sort of pumped up like songs that sort of use those horns like in the intro of sports games or some shit where it's just it feels kind of corny like hearing them in an actual
Well,
song. Again, I
that
don't.
isn't a lot of trap songs though.
Is it? I feel like it's a lot of shitty trap songs. I don't know. Maybe it's just a personal bias. Whenever I hear horns like that, it reminds me.
Sometimes they sound good.
I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of them, at least in this track, but I, yeah, like the main part was though the chorus. I agree with you on
Um, anything else you want to say?
that. I mean, I guess the only other thing.
Wait, I don't know. I think we've been going for like 6 minutes actually.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be too long. Like, yeah, it's cake pop. Like,
It's a 20-minute album.
yeah. Well, so like another thing that I wanted to mention was that, the album is like really short. It's a really short record. Um, and I think normally I kind of want albums to at least be 30 minutes. It just feels incomplete when it's so short, but this one I actually think works well being such a short record because it's able to take um, it's not it doesn't overstay its welcome. I think if an album like this was much longer than 20 minutes, I think I'd probably have issues with like just kind of being drained from it. But it being so short and sweet and to the point, I think definitely plays to the record's sort of strong suit.
I could see the album be hitting 25 to 30 minutes if they had more songs like Candy Floss or Ether.
Yeah.
But if it would have been more songs like Magic or Black Rum, I would have probably not liked the album as much. But yeah, Dylan Brady is always short and to the point with his music, and I like that about him.
Oh yeah,
It's always under 30 minutes at least.
I appreciate it too. It's definitely like a skill set to know when to cut it short.
But like also, it's insane to think like because he said in interviews like for his new album, he said they did over. It was either I think it was 10,000. They did over 10,000 demos, and then they restarted from scratch
That's
for some of them.
insane. Ten
But like
thousand.
just to think of all those hours of music he made just to condense it down to his best 20 minutes
I feel
for
like
the project. It's probably not like that on this one because it's he put. I think he put a lot more work into this new 10,000 Gex album.
yeah. Oh well, yeah.
But
Like listening between this and Gex, it's pretty obvious that this isn't his. He's not putting his heart and soul into this type of stuff.
he was doing this to have fun with his friends,
Yeah.
and I think it's transparent through like the AMAs and the music videos,
Hmm.
and how the only live performance of this is just them playing fruit using puppeteer for fruit.
Uh, but yeah. So that all that being said, do you want to go
Wait,
into? Oh.
oh, I just want to talk about the Almost Famous.
Okay.
Almost Famous was a very good note to end it off on.
Hmm.
It encapsulated the style of the album while also making a unique sounding ending with the vocal modulation that goes on into the vocal chops he made.
Yeah.
And I think that honestly that song made the album sound complete, and it was a really good closer.
Yeah. I definitely agree with you on that. So with all that being said, do you want to get to giving your favorite and least favorite tracks? Then we'll head off to
Yeah.
do the scores.
Yeah, so I'll give my three favorite tracks.
Alright.
My three favorite tracks are Satin Bed Sheets, oh my god, Satin Bed Sheets, Candy Floss, and Almost Famous.
I think my three favorite probably be Satin Bed Sheets, Almost Famous, and then Ether.
I respect it. My least favorites would be Magic, obviously. And again, I don't dislike this song, but Black Rum. And all the other songs I like too much to say I don't like.
Me, I'd have the same two that you had, Magic, Black Rum, but I also I'd add Boom.
Yeah. I actually no. I switched my list to yours.
Yeah.
I,
See,
I forgot about.
I'm always
yeah.
correct, you know? I got the
No,
right opinions here.
sometimes. 35%.
I'm the leader. I'm the leader.
Hey, I chose this album.
But now you agree with me.
Um,
So,
so what do you give this album out of 10?
you know, I know you, yeah, I originally had it at like a 5.5, but on second listen, I think I have to give it a 6. There's definitely there's definitely content here to enjoy, but it's not enough for me, you know. I would have liked to see more.
I actually give this album a 10 out of 10. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, a 7.
Perfect record.
A 7.5. Our group score is a 6.75. So it is
Okay.
technically the second best album we've listened to,
Wait, I
but
thought it
also
was-
the second worst album we've listened to.
Oh shit. You know, I mean, it could have been Ed Sheeran. You know, it could have been worse.
It could have
No,
been.
maybe I'll drop it to a 0 just so it could be lower than Ed.
Well, anyway, that's been Minutes of Audio. The next album we're going to be talking about is the new Little Sims album, I Might Be an Introvert. If you like what you heard, like, subscribe, and click the notification bell. We'll see you next time.